Appamādena maghavā, devānaṃ seṭṭhataṃ gato. Appamādaṃ pasaṃsanti, pamādo garahito sadā. All right, we're going to write out a little provisional translation here. By means of vigilance. Now this word maghavā, the one possessing rewards or gifts, or the bounteous one, this refers to Indra. That's actually what you get if you look it up in the Pali English dictionary and in Sanskrit dictionaries. By means of vigilance, Indra, and we're going to skip over here, gato, and we'll have to understand the form of the verb to be, went to, and I had to look this one up in the digital Pali reader. I don't know why, I just couldn't figure out what this tongue ending would be, and they suggest it's just tongue. It's the demonstrative pronoun. So, and we might even like kind of weaken it to a definite article in our translation. Went to the best. That's the, so tongue is the or that. Seṭṭhaṃ, we've lost that. And by the way, I was just rereading Richard Gombrich's Pali and Buddhism, great small little book, but just amazing every page. He says that in verse, if they need this syllable to be short, they will just eject the sound, and that's what's happened here. So Indra went to the best of the gods, or of the devas. I love that word, devas. And we'll come back and talk a little bit more about this in a minute. Appamādam pasaṃsanti. Here's our verb, pasaṃsanti. They praise, not the praise, they praise Appamādam. They praise vigilance. Lack of vigilance or just carelessness is, this is another nominal sentence, garahito, is blameable, or I'll say blameworthy, sadā, always. You could put that first, but now just a couple of things here. Appamādena, this is our instrumental. I think we've come across this, these Appamādam and Appamādena has come up quite a few times in this chapter. Maghavā, now this is, if you look this up, it actually is listed under maghavant. Vant meaning possessing or having. And I couldn't find magha in the Pali English dictionary, but if you look it up in a Sanskrit dictionary, its meaning is given as gift, reward, or bounty. So possessing rewards, gifts. I don't use the word bounty very often. Actually, it's different in Sanskrit. In Pali, when they talk about the Himalayas, they talk about the himavants, the mountains possessing snow. Hima. Well, the word is hima, still used in Thai for snow. So this is our masculine nominative singular. That's the way this looks in the nominative singular. Devānaṃ, our masculine genitive plural. We talked about this a little bit here. This is the object of motion having gone to. In English, we say that with the preposition, you kind of expect a dative. But in Pali and Sanskrit, we've remarked upon this. The object of motion is in the accusative case. You could think of, like in English, when we say I'm going home, it kind of captures that same idea. So this is, and this being a demonstrative pronoun that agrees with seṭṭhaṃ. Now, one thing, I'm not sure if this is saying that Indra went to like the best office or position of the devas, but I don't know that we need to know that exactly. I think the meaning is pretty clear here. Gato is the past participle from gacchati. I did write it down here. Gacchati. And if you put this tathā, thus, with gato, we've probably all seen this, tathāgato, this is the same also in Sanskrit, the thus gone. There's a little more information on that in, there's a daily Pali reading where we talk about words that refer to the Buddha that are very often not translated. And then here in this third gata, we have this verb pasaṃsanti, third person plural, present active indicative. Appamādam again, so they praise vigilance. Now, I just wanted to, I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget about it. Who is the they? We don't have a specified subject here. We don't need one in Pali, and you know, the ending here tells us it's third person plural. We know that. That's not unclear or ambiguous. What is ambiguous might be who the they are. Now, at first I was thinking that maybe it's the wise, and I think you could make an argument for that. That's what's been going on. I think, you know, the dhira or the pundita, medhavi, they praise. But, you know, I think we could just look back to devānaṃ and think about it's the devas. The devas praise vigilance. And that's probably why Indra became kind of the head, you know. By the way, there are a lot of great stories about Indra. You could look those up online. I think Joseph Campbell told a good story about Indra. And then here in this last little gata, I just kind of want to add like a while or something, but here we have pamādo, so this is the opposite of vigilance, but just carelessness. And again, we've talked about this a lot. This is masculine, nominative, singular. And it's a nominal sentence. We have to understand the form of the verb to be, garahito. Now, garahito comes from garahati, to blame, to scold, to find fault with. So as an adjective, as something describing carelessness, we could say that it's blameable or something worthy of scorn, that sort of thing. And sadā, always.